This was literally the worst LSD experience that I've ever had, and I swear to God, it put me in a psychosis for 3 days after.
Voices here, voices in your head. Those are energy for men and make it all, make your own.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, CosmicDrugz. For those of you that have never met me before, let me introduce myself real quick. I quit my job as an addiction counselor in order to create CosmicDrugz so I can teach alternative treatment methods that I wasn't allowed to teach in a traditional rehab setting. And today's video is going to be on a very important day in history because Bicycle Day 2019, 1 year ago today, changed my life forever and made me upload my very first YouTube video, which is now private, by the way, because it's very embarrassing.
I'm just having a really hard time coping with the trip that I had last night.
But it changed the course of my action of where I was taking CosmicDrugz, because when I first created CosmicDrugz, it was just a clothing line to promote psychedelics because I was heavily into still being an addiction counselor at that point. It wasn't even a thought in my brain that I could create something like this. Because in my head, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm an addiction counselor, but I can't promote psychedelics. Like, I would never do that. So I thought I would go undercover being a little graphic designer for psychedelics to kind of like pay tribute that way. And then it turned into me growing mushrooms undercover. I still never showed my face at this point, and I was still having psychedelic experiences. But then, Bicycle Day. I want to say a disclaimer. I may be laughing at this video now because, you know, it's kind of my defense mechanism, but I can laugh at it now. But when I was going through it, it was not funny. It was not funny. I was really going through it, and I went through it for 3 days. When I recorded this video you're about to see, well, clips of, it was when I first woke up out of the experience. And if you have ever done psychedelics before, you know if you take a high enough dose, that shit could last, and it comes in waves. Like, you may feel like you're starting to, you know, sober up a little bit, but then whoo, you fucking crash right back under that wave of intoxication. And so this was when I just woke up, so I was kind of a little more clear-headed than I had been. But let me tell you what, after this video, after I had to go do things, because it was 2 days before Easter, so I had to go to the store and pick up some Easter stuff. And that whole day, I was in a psychosis, and I kept recording things on my phone. So this is probably going to be a 2-part episode because I want to share how psychedelics could go wrong, but at the same time, I don't think it went wrong for me. I think I needed that. But I just want everybody else that's watching this to know that this is what you run the risk of putting on yourself. And if you know you can't handle something like that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I don't want to say don't take psychedelics because you do what you want. Everybody does what they want. Let's get into the video, I guess.
I'm just having a really hard time coping with the trip that I had last night. I'm Courtney. I'm a psychedelic advocate. I am one promoting doing stuff like this, and I tell people how to avoid having bad trips and how to integrate experiences to make a better life.
That's when I had made my Instagram to kind of correlate using psychedelics with addiction therapy because I believed that that was able to help, and I was teaching people how to do that undercover. Nobody knew what I looked like. It wasn't even called CosmicDrugz. My very first Instagram account for this type of work was called Psychedelic Healing, actually, and that was before, you know, all of that. And so I just couldn't believe that I was promoting something like this because I had such a bad experience that I was like, how the fuck am I promoting something like this?
And I'm like, oh, it's Bicycle Day. It's Bicycle Day. Let's go. Let's go. I was gonna write down what I wanted to release, burn it, whatever. I didn't end up doing any of that. I ended up watching Our Planet on Netflix,
which was my boyfriend's fucking decision. While he went out to go eat with his fucking work friends. bastard.
which I was totally captivated by. I was having a great time. Watching all different worlds unfold. They would go into talking about ants, and you'd get into that ant's world, and they would show you what their family life is like, what they do to get food, their purpose as an ant, and then a predator would come in and eat it, and you're like, oh no, what the fuck? Inside you're like, oh my god, what a bad thing. And then it would go into that predator's life, and then you'd meet its family, and you'd grow attached to them, and something else would come in and fucking eat one of them, and you're like, what the fuck?
Keep in mind this also. I was watching this on TV, right? But I couldn't even see it clearly. All of the animals were melting, morphing. The TV itself was coming off of the wall. All the things around it was just like coming into me. Like I felt like all these things, all these energies was just like soaking inside my body, and I was just taking it all in.
Meditation and watching one of those are like literally the complete fucking opposite. Meditation, you're focusing inward, and you're trying to like block out any fucking noise that you hear from this planet. But then you watch a show like that, and you get involved in every single fucking living planet's fucking animals' lives.
Well, what I said really makes sense. Think of meditation. You are just canceling everything out of your brain, trying to go within. That's what you should be doing on a psychedelic for healing purposes. And that's what I wanted to do with this psychedelic. I wanted to have a healing experience, but you know, I let the influence of other people in my life dictate what I was doing during my trip, even though they didn't stick around. But so imagine doing the literal complete opposite of what you had planned. I had planned to go within, but then I literally went out into every species of this fucking world's lives and got involved and got emotionally attached.
And then the conclusion is, I'm a human. Humans are the reason why the fucking world is being fucked up too. Because at the conclusion of every fucking thing, it's like, oh, these animals used to have a good life, and now climate change is making them fucking lose their habitat.
Now just keep in mind while watching this is just what started my bad trip. This is not the bad trip itself. That we'll get into, and that is a whole other mind fuck in itself.
Then I'm like, okay, I gotta calm down. I need to go to bed. So I go up in my room, and my boyfriend's up there sleeping. And I lay down, and I close my eyes, and all I see is like hell, like just lava, just burning rock, lava, me trying to fight to get a breath. That's life, just trying to breathe. And I'm like, and then I start thinking, what happens when we die? Is that our breath? Like, what? Why am I conscious? Why am I thinking like this? Why are we here? Why are we all alive? I don't get it. It's a fucking sick joke. Life is not fun to think about. And then, like, say I would doze off, and then I'm still fucked up, so I'd wake up to the breath, and I'd hear my boyfriend's breath, and they would be synchronized, and it would feel like I was waking up into a womb, like a mother's womb. And just the process of me falling asleep felt like I was dying. So by me falling asleep, that's death, and then I'd pop back up, like wake up in a womb.
I want you to realize this, I'm saying this, right? But I was really dying. I was really waking up in a womb, and I can't stress when I go like this enough. Like that sound to me was all of my lives, like re-entering my body within my breath. It sounds crazy, but like words cannot describe what I was going through. I was going through pure fucking torture. It felt like torture to me. Like, I'm living this life over and over and over and over and over again. And that was real to me. And, you know, it kind of made me realize what this life is, what this matrix is. And I think it was trying to show me something that I didn't know at that point.
And that was a loop for hours. It felt like eternity. I'd fall asleep, die, and then all of a sudden, like, pop back up in a panic. I'm alive again, like being reincarnated into a womb. And then I'd start thinking about the fuck, like, what is it? What are we doing here? What are we doing here? What is being alive? What is forever? The concept of forever? And these are thoughts that I would have as a younger kid. Like, I used to bug myself out about it. It's probably a reason why I fucking had that, because you relive traumas, but...
So when you first begin to go on your psychedelic journey, you have different phases. How it went for me, my first phase of after taking psychedelics for the first time was, okay, everything I learned was wrong. Everything I learned was wrong. This rehab industry is not meant to help people. So my mission was to help people with addictions through psychedelics. But this was only the first phase. As I kept taking psychedelics and like opening my mind to see different things, psychedelics won't show you anything that you aren't ready to see. And if they do, that's when you go crazy and think you're a glass of orange juice. I don't believe that. But so now that I have been growing with psychedelics and maturing and looking over footage from previous trips and like coming to certain realizations, I realize that another goal of mine, not to only wake people up to the idea of psychedelics to help with addiction therapy and wake people up that the rehab industry is not what it says it is, I realize that we need to wake up to the actual matrix itself. The going to work every day, waking up, going to school, working for a paycheck to pay the house that you live in, and we completely lost spirituality. We lost it. And that, to me, means that we are slaves to this earth. We are bound to this earth, reincarnating to this earth because we are not growing spiritually. And I didn't realize this at this point. But this trip alone altered my life in order to get me on track to figuring it out. And that's why I always say your bad trips are not bad. You just need to learn how to work with them and grow from them. Because you don't grow from great experiences that you have, you grow from the hardships that you have. And that's the realest shit I've ever learned, being on this earth thousands of millions of years.
I had a plan for this trip, and it just went fucking completely wrong. I just don't know where to go from here because I'm really depressed now, and I feel like is my whole life that I've been living. Why am I promoting something like this? Because I'd rather be ignorant. Sometimes I'd rather just be ignorant now. Because then you're just living, okay? It's kind of like, I don't know, sad for me to watch this. I kept thinking that whole day and for like the 3 days after, yo, I just want to go back to normal. I don't want it. I don't want this information. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I kept saying, yo, I would take the blue pill. If I was offered to take the red pill or the blue pill again, I would take the blue pill. I don't want it. I don't want the red pill. I don't want the knowledge. Because it was so overwhelming for me at that point. It's kind of like, I don't know if you guys ever saw Black Mirror. There's a, the Black Christmas or something episode where they take some girl's conscious out of her brain and put her on a chip, and she wakes up and she's in a blank room and she is like, what am I doing here? And the guy's like, you're gonna control her life. She's like, I don't want to do that. Put me back in my body. I don't want to do that. And he's like, well, you have to. And she's like, I'm not doing it then. And he's like, okay. And then he shuts the thing off, turns his little dial to, what was it, 2 weeks?
3 weeks sound good? That should give you a taste.
Wait, what do you mean 3 weeks? If you just wait for just...
In his big world, 2 weeks is like a second. And then he turns her back on and she's like, her hair's all disheveled and she's like,
What about now?
Please, don't do that again. Please, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing, there's just... I mean, there's nothing.
I did warn you.
I couldn't even sleep.
Well, you don't need sleep. Ready to go to work?
Oh, no, I'm not. Definitely not doing that.
Okay, well, have 6 months.
No, wait.
he's like, oh, well, you know, and he shut it off again. He didn't give her a chance to, you know, get back together. They turn it back on and she's fucking, you can see she's disheveled.
How are we feeling now?
He's like, are you ready to work now? And she's like, please, just give me anything.
Ready to work?
Please. I'll do it. I'll do anything. Just give me something to do.
Just let me do anything, please. That's how I feel. Like, I feel like, fuck, please. I just want to do stupid life things. I just want to do stupid life things and be ignorant to not think about what I'm gonna have to do for eternity.
At this point, I really felt like the universe was plotting against me. Like, oh, okay, Courtney, you're trying to seek these answers. Okay, you wanna know? All right, here, you can know. And then I felt like that girl, like, okay, no, I don't wanna know. Please, I'll take care of that body. I'll do anything you want me to do. I'll live life. I'll work as an addiction counselor. I'll fucking pay my bills. I'll go to work every day. I'll pay my taxes. I'll tell my daughter there's a Santa Claus. I'll do this game. I'll play this game. I'll play it. Psychosis. I just felt like I was being plotted against at that point. In my head, I was being plotted against, but now that I look back, it was for a reason, and I don't think it was to fuck with me. I think it was to teach me and steer me in the right direction, because I may have not been going in the right direction, because I was so stuck on just psychedelic mushrooms, and that's all I was doing. I was growing psychedelic mushrooms, and that's all I was really doing. Like, I wasn't showing my face, I wasn't doing anything, I wasn't talking about spirituality, but this trip made me, okay, I need to do something else. I need to add something, do something else. At first, I was like, I'm never doing psychedelics again. I'm done. I'm never doing psychedelics again, because I was that scared. But as the psychosis went down and as I had time to integrate and digest what I went through, I realized that, you know, the psychedelic is not the problem, Courtney. The psychedelic is here to guide you and help you through this life, not to be a slave to this matrix, and you just need to be strong enough to know how to work with the energy.
So when they were exploring the cosmos, the all different worlds of the animals, I had a thought like, yeah, we have these explorers of the world of science, and they do this, they go out into the cosmos, and then I thought, okay, but what does it all mean? What happens when we die? That's like the main question that everybody has. And so people explore out, and to explore what happens when you die, you have to explore in. And I'm like, well, that's what people do with psychedelics, right? And then I'm on a psychedelic right now, and I'm still like, what the fuck does it all mean? It just makes me think about it more, that I'm gonna die, and who knows what fucking happens. And even if something does happen, it just feels like exhausting. I probably sound crazy. I guess that's what fucking psychedelics does. It makes you fucking crazy. It made me fucking crazy. I feel crazy. I just woke up, by the way, so I'm just trying to unpack this all in my brain, and I wanted to get it on film so I don't forget. Happy Easter. Tomorrow's Easter. I just want to play this game of fucking life and not have to think about what I fucking thought about last night.
I'm going to make a part 2 of this video, and in part 2 I discuss when I go to the grocery store to go shopping for Easter. I had to get Easter gifts, and I thought the people that were in the store were the workers of the Matrix, and I thought they knew that I knew, and I felt like they were watching me, and I felt like they were about to kill me, and I felt they were trying to like distract me and poke at me, like poke fun at me. I thought they were just trying to like read me, like what did you know? What? Oh, are you happy now? Haha. What did you hear though? Like almost like, what did they tell you too much? Like I felt like they had the energy of wondering, did they tell you too much? Because if they told you too much, I thought they were gonna kill me. Like I thought they were gonna kill me, and weird things kept going on throughout the day. Like so many synchronicities that were so crazy that like it's too crazy to be real, but it was really happening to me in real time. And I was voice recording all the things that were happening to me because I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, I really think I lost my mind. I really thought I lost it. I thought I had schizophrenia. Now I'm crazy. Now I'm never coming back. I'm a glass of orange juice, baby. Please don't tip me over. So that was part 1 of my traumatic LSD bicycle day experience of 2019. I am so thankful to be where I am today. This channel has taken so many like twists and curves. Like I'm still trying to figure it out, you know. I don't know what I'm really doing, but I'm just riding the waves, you know. And I really fucking appreciate everybody that supports what I'm doing, even though I take you on so many different twists and turns. A really special thank you to Icarus 480 because he goes on his live streams and he promotes the fuck out of me. I'm actually a moderator for Icarus 480's live streams. If you want to follow him, catch his live streams. He does like this cute little DJ thing, and you may see me with a little blue wrench next to my name. I refer to myself as Dwight Schrute now, and I am working for Michael, the best boss in the world. And yo, but for real, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. You are a beautiful soul, and you're beautiful. So thank you everybody so much for watching. This is CosmicDrugz. Stay tuned for part 2.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is
when I beat the case. Outer space, so I'm in your face. Outer space, I got stars to chase. Got a duff for that suits the case. Got diamonds like I play an ace. I'll run it up, you got shoes to lace. I ran it up just to lose some weight. I'm an early bird and you running late. Working hard, so I'm losing sleep. I won't sleep till the family eat. Went to Phoenix Avenue, I felt the heat. Got your girl in my box of briefs. I want all the smoke cause I'm the chief. Execution if you're a thief.